Okay, so I'm in my bathrobe, and today I want to talk about. Yesterday, I've seen a video about the girl, and she was talking about. It was a part two of a video. She made a video before that as well, and I saw she had a couple other videos on her channel, on her YouTube channel. I saw that she was actually in nature, very nice girl, and her story was that she was disfellowshipped. And I saw her in walking in nature, and she was actually sad and crying. The video was about grieving, and she was disfellowshipped, and her family left her behind. She was talking about that she really missed her family and her friends. I remember she was in there was a little place where you can sit, and I thought it was really cute. And she was like, "I can tell my story here," and she started talking about that she missed her family and her friends. She was grieving the experience that she was basically left behind and that she made a choice, apparently. I don't really know her backstory necessarily, which is kind of. It's okay, it's okay that I don't know her backstory, but it did invoke a thought for me, basically. I've not been making videos for a couple of weeks because first point is I made a video and I thought it was just not that good. So I stopped making it and I was not really feeling it. But also, it was because I was getting sick. I was feeling sick and I think I got the flu or something like that. And I was a little bit off, and some things have changed in my life in which I think I was trying to sync up with the experience, and yeah, it was a little bit difficult. And I think now slowly I'm moving into it. So yeah, I've been seeing that video about the girl. She was also talking about that she was groomed by people, and that is a very, very harsh experience, very difficult experience. It's not uncommon when it comes to Jehovah's Witnesses. Very painful and sad experience, and I was happy to see that she really believed in that she wasn't supposed to experience that. You know, some people say like things happen for a reason, and but you were not supposed to experience certain things. And she was right about that. I thought it was very cool that she knew that, for herself, and she came off as a very hopeful girl. She was also doubting her choices and the things that she apparently chose for herself, because now her friends and family were left behind. And that's the indoctrination as well. It's very sad that you think that you're alone now and you miss everyone. Of course, you miss everybody. The people that you thought loved you are not there anymore for you. And you're like, what is really actually happening? Have they ever loved me? And that was also a question that she asked herself. And I think it's really very sad. She was very hopeful. She came off as a little naive as well. I absolutely see myself in that, because you're very hopeful. Your world is very small, actually. As a Jehovah's Witness, I think your world is very small. So everything is interesting, and you're very hopeful about things that are not necessarily the right things, the good things. Also, when it comes to the world, I was romanticizing the world, for instance, and it's not necessarily like that. The Jehovah's Witnesses were not a romantic experience for me, but also not the world necessarily. So I've really romanticized it. And also through television and media that were telling me that love looked a certain way, but also with Jehovah's Witnesses that love looked a certain way, which it was not necessarily my thought, or maybe in the Bible and in the Kingdom Hall was told that it actually was a certain type of love that I didn't experience at home. I didn't see that around me, and I've already been talking about that before. Talking about the girl, yeah, I hope she's doing better soon and in the future. I think it's beautiful that she's hopeful. You hope that people are, through their love, are coming back to you. And I don't know how long she was a Jehovah's Witness. Could be that her family chose to get into it, like maybe several years ago, but it can also be that she was raised as a Jehovah's Witness. I'm not sure. But I really felt for her. And this video and this topic really invoked something within me when it comes to love, when it comes to Jehovah's Witnesses. The type of love that you are being told that disfellowshipping and shunning and distancing is a form of love because your loved one has something bad, not following the rules of the organization, and that is the reason why this person is getting this fellowship shunned or distanced. And it's really emphasized as it's love, it's out of love, it's a form of love by distancing yourself from your loved ones. And it really made me think about another thing that the Jehovah's Witnesses are emphasizing so much on, and I think it's their greatest weapon, their greatest thing to lure people in, because that's how I see it. It's luring people in with a certain belief, and they did for generations. And I think I already talked about it in my last video as well. Or maybe the one with the that people are allowed to study now, go to college, and do courses and whatever, all those types of things. And that's actually the Armageddon, and which has become softer as well, the whole idea, the Armageddon, and especially the resurrection of loved ones. And I think they are the exact opposite of, like the whole idea is an exact opposite of shunning your loved ones for what they are not doing, that according to the organization, to the elders and stuff. Then their strongest weapon, their strongest thing to use to lure people in is to say that their loved ones will be resurrected. And I think it's so, if you are now distancing, shunning your loved ones for what they do, like their sins or whatever, like people are not perfect now, but then you are waiting for the people. Is that love? You're waiting for the people to be resurrected? Oh, now you're important. Now you're perfect after your death. Now you're coming in after your death. Have you made up your mind? Have you made up your mind about what you wanted? Are you a perfect person now in paradise? There's a belief that I have, and I kind of want to end on that note. I don't know if I'm ending right now, but I want to end on this note, and that is that I think the whole idea of shunning and disfellowshipping and distancing, maybe the distancing will be a thing still, but I think it's gonna be slowly dying off because it's not about uniting. And I think Jehovah's Witnesses are gonna see that. There's a feeling within me, like deep inside me, because you see the extreme sadness in people's eyes, and I have been through it with my loved ones, and that they are now doubting about if they're ever gonna live as a young person again and forever, and they still wonder what they have done wrong. I know people that are severely traumatized over the idea that they were disfellowshipped because of what they did, and they are sorry because some things are really ruining their life. But what started it was trying to be a good person, trying to be a good Christian, a loving person, doing all the right things, and you're being told that you are not allowed to do things. You are being told and shown that people are jealous of you. You are not allowed to speak on stage because you have an accent. You have. We're not even. I've never gotten into it. I think I can't remember. I've never gotten into that. The racism, the racism, the people are not allowed to speak on stage because they have an accent or because they are not from the country in general. And then it's said that Jehovah's Witnesses are seen as a very global loving organization, while I really got to get into that one. I think it's beautiful, like about the racism when it comes to African people and Asian people and people that are just not from the country that this Kingdom Hall is in. You know, maybe I need to get into that because I have my own experience when it comes to that. Not my personal experience, but in front of me, people that are really severely hurt by that they were disfellowshipped, but loved Jehovah, you know? And the organization just didn't love them. That's painful, very painful. I really wanted to end on this note that, okay, I saw this video and it really invoked me and in me that a girl so hopeful, hoping that her family is going to return and her friends are going to return, is maybe a never ending story of grieving and pain, of no one returning to you, and the person that you have to drag along is yourself into the world to find connection, because the people, the Jehovah's Witnesses, are not going to be there for you anymore. And I don't think that's love. And because they are shunning and disfellowshipping, I think you cannot really afford to say that your loved ones are going to return after death. That is so peeped up. That is so crazy to me. That if you're not practicing love right now, it's so-called love in your experience, but it's not love at all for the people that have to go through it and have to feel this. They feel it as pain. It's not a loving gesture to distance yourself and everyone up to do the same thing in this organization. So, and thinking about that this might not last. I don't know how long it's going to take. Maybe it's going to take 5 years. Maybe it's going to take 10 years, 20 years. I think some things are going to change because they cannot keep affording this. They cannot keep affording this. This is a thing that really gets me emotional, you know, in my own heart. That is why I wanted to make this video. Sometimes I think these types of videos are the best for me to make, most interesting, because then I can really flow in my words. It's much easier for me to talk about. It's really connecting my heart and my head. I've had experiences. I've seen it from childhood. You know, I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness. And you may be raised as a Jehovah's Witness. And covering this up as love is such a difficult thing to swallow. I don't know. This is a beautiful video. I think I loved to make this. I needed to make it. I had to make this. I had to. Because seeing this girl so hopeful and naive, actually, hoping that her parents and friends are coming back. That's what you want. That is what you hope for her as well. I hope people will return. She will feel amazing as soon as possible. And now has to grieve the people that left her behind. Loving. Disfellowshipping is love. Shunning is love. Distancing yourself from your loved ones is love. And we will meet again after death. Okay, that was it. Thank you very much for watching. I thank you very much for watching my videos, and I will get back soon. I'm still in my robe. It's evening. I had to make this video. Um, I really want to talk to you guys. Let me know in the comments what you think about this topic as well. It's quite an emotional topic. Maybe you've seen the video as well. I can put a picture in this video from the video and her channel, and maybe you will find something there for you as well. Thank you very much, and I'm saying good night and peace.